guys, and welcome back to Fashion Attack. If you're new here, subscribe. If you're not, welcome back. I've missed you so much. This is the channel where we learn how to customize everything. We're gonna DIY clothing, furniture, entire apartments. The project of today is transforming this huge pieces of wood. You can decide to cut them on your own or also to go to the wood store and ask for them to cut it for you, and it's gonna become this awesome set of two coffee tables, triangular, that's set one on top of the other. And as if this would not even be enough, we are gonna make it like a marble effect. Any idea how expensive marble is? There you go. I found the table that I was talking about for over 3,000 euro, and it's even sold out. Like, you can't even have it if you want it. The entire research actually started when I saw this incredible living room from Athena Calderone, and it was love at first sight. I knew I had to remake this table, and actually I'm gonna try remaking also the couch in one of the next episodes. We have to plastify everything because we're gonna make a mess. We are gonna start by cutting the wood of the dimension that we need. What it took was a square that was 80 by 80 and then cut in the middle so that I would have the diagonal of the two different tables. But instead of explaining you everything, the best thing is if you just screenshot this picture that I made over here and cut it or order the wood in the dimensions that you see. Also, the height of the two tables is gonna be very different, and that's why I divided it into A and B so you know which leg to match with which table. I also cut it out a lot of little wood lines that I thought was going to be a super cheap way to connect the wood pieces together. I know that you should normally first paint the things and then stick them together, but because I want to do like all the veins of the marble on it, I really want to see where they would fall exactly on the furniture, so I prefer to do this. I know I will regret it. Turns out that my plan number one sucked, and the wood started breaking apart. One coffee break later, I decided to go for a little bit more expensive option, like $1 for each little L, and then you just place them in the right spot and screw them all in together. And here we have the first table. Here's where you see why we have a difference between the back leg, the big one, and the one that goes under the table, because one is stuck to the outside and one is stuck to the bottom. So we have the 3 extra centimeters of the height of the wood itself. We can now go ahead and make the same identical thing also to the second table, and then we're gonna have these two super pretty babies staying one close to each other. After that you have plastified the entire room, you can take out your spray paint and just pass 1 or 2 layers on top of the entire wood, also the bottom side. Oh, you made it! Now let's pass to the incredible part of this tutorial. You have to take something that is spongy, not like a normal brush, and pass acrylic paint over the wood, leaving as much texture as possible. Take the softest brush you can find, and with gray acrylic paint, you're gonna have to draw lines in diagonal, all following the same direction. After that, you have to add a lot of water to your brush and start blurring the lines away. It's a process that you have to do 2, 3, 4 times in order to give the 3D personality and effect and vibe to this table. There we go. Again, we do the same lines, and then with the water brush, we are gonna blur the lines again. In the meanwhile, this little gap in between the two pieces of wood was driving me crazy. So I took some little bit of filler, and with my finger, I filled the little gap in between. Let's go back to the marble project. Now, when you have to blur the lines, not as much to make them disappear, but just to make them a bit more diluted inside the table, you have to use this small sponge. You do the lines, you blur the lines just a little bit, not as much as before, and then you use the sponge just to tap, 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 tap on top of the wood. This is now the secret that is going to make the marble look so authentic. You have to use a feather and just twirl it in your fingers while you're moving it. This is going to give it such an authentic and aesthetic touch that is going to make the table look insane. You can decide that you want to add a little bit of extra white on the sponge while you're tapping it on top of the marble, and this is going to give it even a more blurred effect even on the final lines that you're making on top of it. Same identical process has to be done on the legs of the table. No! No! I didn't think it was gonna drip.
I know, right?
Not so bad. Turns out that if you do it on a vertical side, you cannot use as much water, so the process has to be way more delicate. We have to add the layers with way less water. It's gonna drip a little bit, but then you just go in with a sponge and tap, tap, tap. You do it again, you blur it again, you pass the line again, same identical process, less water. I posted this video on Instagram and nobody believed me when I said that it was only wood and not marble, so I'm so excited to show everybody the final result. So damn pretty, and I have to say I'm completely obsessed with the way that the tabletop connects with the legs and the veins of the marble go starting from the top in this super elegant way. Don't forget to sign up because in the next episodes we are gonna remake the couch, the lights, and all the rest of the apartment. See you next time.